Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we are continuing on in this 3-game series between Sky in the top right here of Radeon and Scan in the bottom left. That first game kind of a fast one, a little bit of a lesson in build order rotation. I think it is good to mix stuff like that in sometimes. I think it can be a little bit stressful for both sides. Like the more I think about it, because first off, if you're pulling the trigger on an all-in and you wait that long, it feels like more could go wrong because there's more things that have to be accounted for. And you have less of a chance of any sort of recovery, I would say. And then I look at it from the Terran perspective, of course, and like you're just doing a normal build and you're getting normal amounts of scouting intel and you just can't tell what's going on. And that can be frustrating. But yeah, again, the beauty is within the depth of StarCraft. But anyways, here we are, and it is cross-spawn, so we'll see if Sky wants to do anything nefarious, such as a Nexus first. Our hero Scan, meantime, down here. Oh, it is. Cross-spawn Nexus first. Dude, one base all in into cross-spawn Nexus first. I feel for Scan already here. Well, maybe he'll do like a gasless expansion. We'll see. Gasless expansions have not been popular for a while, but they should actually start to regain popularity like right now. Not like obviously this particular game, but I'm saying right now in the metagame, we should see gasless expands starting to pop up again. It's just a small rotation. It's something to the effect of like, if there's lots of gasless expansions, probe scouts will come out more often and zealot first will come out more often. And as you go factory expansion and hit more of those, like the fast probe scout or fast zealot coming out. Those Protoss builds start to lose out a little bit, so they stop doing that and do more Dragoon-based openings. And then you want to go towards gasless expansion again because you can just kind of get away with it and get a faster command center up. Obviously, it's a little bit more complex than that, but honestly, not that much more complex than that. Anyways, taking a look here with that cross-spawn Nexus first, looking pretty good. A nice fast factory there from Scan. We'll see if he's going to end scout or not. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an end scout, which is... well... Wait, no, maybe he is going to the north. Hold on. Okay, this looks like an end scout. So yeah, end scout is just like bah, 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 which means that if it's cross spawn, you don't see it very quickly, but you also get up like a reasonably fast command center with this. Like you're not doing some sort of 3 depot play. So you're scouting. If they have Nexus first in either the close spawns, you end up rushing it. And looking here from Sky, like this is the very greedy version where you're not skipping probes. So this is the strongest thing that you can basically do in PvT. If you go for cross-spawn Nexus first, 1 gateway, non-stop probe production, there's really not like a better thing than that. He's going to have fast tech as well as a really, really, really good probe count. So, if you go like 2 gates, let's say, 2 gates with making 2 zealots is the lowest probe count you get with the Nexus first, followed by 2 gates with no zealots, followed by 1 gate, and of course there's always the Forge fast expansion. So like the Forge variant normally has 6 to 8 probes more, and we'll see on this one exactly how many more, but it should be 6 to 8 as well because it's basically the same as the Forge one, but with quicker tech, because you didn't need to make the Forge and the cannon before the Cybernetics core. So, Scan here, not a whole lot going on for him. We see the wall coming up and a Dragoon will walk to the front, so not even a Vulture is going to be able to really do anything. The Robo is super, super fast, as you can see. So yeah, this is a tough situation. This is still not done, and look, he's up 8 workers. It's going to be even more. There is a starport being made, so this is going to give Scan the potential of some counter damage. Here comes that, it's funny that he has to make this, but he does. The bunker, like if your opponent just sends their units across the map, you don't have that bunker, you can actually take a lot of damage. So this is done, and let's see when he starts a SCV here. Okay, there it is, there it is. Okay, so that's our final tally, it's going to be about 10 workers down. So that is absolutely brutal. Now, Scan here has gone for speed first. The bunker makes sense with the speed first. Normally mines first is more common, but he was looking for the potential of a run-in, which he did not end up getting. Of course, if you get that run-in, it's really, really strong. I've actually been thinking about speed first openers against various Nexus first builds. I think against 1 gate or the Forge, it's very doable. But then if you're playing against like 2 gate, it's absolutely not doable. Okay, so here comes Sky, and he's leading with a Zealot just in case there's any sort of mines or anything like that. Kind of walking around the side a little bit, and there go some of the mines down. So Scan gonna continue to run. He's making like a little path of mines to his base. This is like... To watch Sky just walk across the map like this through mines after going Nexus first cross spawn with 1 gate nonstop probe production. It's like, very, like, he's just looking for a lot of edges, basically. He's not like being like, okay, we're gonna be safe. Well, I mean, you see it. he's taking some risks and trying to get ahead through them. Now, he is ahead overall, but there is, again, potential here for Scan. He has this dropship out. He has a lot of speed vultures. Now, unfortunately for him, this is like a pretty good SimCity and a pretty good spread of Dragoons to kind of stop any drops that might come out. And with the full pylon wall, it's hard to get too much done with these vultures. There's actually a very cool build where if they don't do the pylon wall, you bring up 3 vultures as you drop 4 vultures and you can smash the goon in the wall. It's something I saw Sharp kind of come up with. But here you see he gets this drop off and he's actually getting a lot of workers. He drops 2 in the natural, 2 in the main. Some very good micros so far. Look at that. He was down 10 workers and now he's down 1. And now he's up 1. So there you go. He basically makes it even as far as the worker count. Now, that doesn't make an even game. As you can see, there's a 20 supply lead for his opponent. But that was a great start. Like, if you get that off and you get that many probes as Terran, you're like, okay, we kind of negated a portion of the Nexus first play. Now, Scan adding 3 more factories. He's going to have to macro heavily here. There isn't going to be an attack timing that lines up. I'll actually be interested to see if he tries to push, because a lot of pro-level Terrans, and Scan is a pro Terran at this point, he's getting into SSL more often, was in last season. But basically, a lot of Terrans are still attacking with like 5-fact plays, and honestly, I think that's going to go away completely. Like, the win rate of it is absolutely atrocious right now. Like, Protosses are really, really stomping it out. I wonder if he's going to throw a Citadel. No, a Forge. Would like to see the Citadel, actually. Anyways, so I don't think that there is... Oh, I know that there's not going to be an attack timing. There's just not going to be. You know, he's going to... I would imagine throw a Citadel down soon and probably 3 more gates. I'd be pretty surprised if anything other than those 2 things comes up next. Wait, I just heard a building start. Where is it? Oh, it was a pylon down here. Okay, a little bit of pressure here. Does come in with a Reaver drop on top of the siege tanks. Well, actually, this up on the high ground is doing better than I thought it would for sure. The Dragoons attacking into the bunker. He's got to repair that bunker. The bunker is the linchpin of this defense. 2 more tanks popping out, very, very importantly. Tries to drop that siege tank, or that, not the siege tank, the Reaver out 1 more time here. That was actually an excellent hold from Scan. That looked really worrisome for a moment, but he holds it very, very well. He did lose a few siege tanks there, but he microed well. He didn't lose too many workers. The main thing was holding this bunker. If you lose that bunker, you're just gonna die. Like, that bunker actually has to be held during a push like that. It's like what you base all of your defense off of. Okay, now, there's the Citadel. Okay, a Photon Cannon makes sense. Photon Cannon makes sense. Photon Cannon makes sense. And we should see at least 3 gateways go up right now. And as long as he does that, a push just should not work at all. Siege tanks starting to push out a little bit. I like the turret ring. The turrets look very, very good so far. It's got that upgrade. Very nice. There's those 3 gates I was talking about. And there's the Zealot legs being started as well. And it looks like he will add some more gates as well. Like, you don't have to sit on 6 gate. Like, honestly, if you think there's any chance your opponent will attack, you should go up to 8. And then you can just make a 4th Nexus as soon as you realize that the attack isn't coming. Or if it does come, then you just smash it. That's, in my opinion, that is a very good way to play. You don't need every single tiny thing optimized. Sometimes it's better to just say, okay, I'm shutting down 100% one of your routes to victory. And that would be a 2-base timing push in this case by adding this many gates. Like, he's going up to 9 gates. That's heavy. That's heavy. And the thing is, he can do that because it was a Nexus first build. He's like very healthy economy, even though he lost those probes. Okay, 3rd base is being made on location here for Scan. Again, this is excellent play from Scan. Adds another factory. I think we'll see a science facility get started really soon as well. There's another factory. The most important thing, of course, is to make sure you're making enough units that you just don't die to your opponent here. Because the Protoss, you know, when they're doing this, like, he's going to jump up to 170 in, like, no time at all. He's going to have, like, 170 supply attacking in very, very quickly. And we'll see if he actually attacks. So there's a Sunken Armory, and there is that science facility. So really great production. I love that Scan added a 3rd add-on. And... well, he doesn't really have the gas for the 3rd add-on yet. Normally, you make the 3rd add-on after you start 2-1 upgrades. Because that's like your last big gas expenditure is this, Sunken Armory, and 2-1. That's a lot of gas that you spend. So, like, and see, he's actually making vultures because he doesn't have the gas to spend on that. He needs to bank it just a little bit for a moment. So yeah, that's, I mean, again, that's one of those minor optimizations where you don't really need to talk about it that much. It's just like, okay, yeah, that's just like an ordering thing. Not a huge deal that he made that. It really isn't. But as it would have been a huge deal if he started making 3 siege tanks at a time and couldn't afford his upgrades as this finished. But he'll get those upgrades going. So Scan begins to push out. That 4th Nexus has been started for a little bit. It looks like he wants to get a 5th Nexus going too. Pushing out through the center. This is not a push that is going to end up killing anything, I think. Because look at the amount of Zealots. We have Psystorm coming out as well. We have multiple speed shuttles. This army is not going to stop this army. I am very nervous for Scan right now. Sky has actually a lot of options here, and I think running around it is the best possible option, because one thing is they can either come back and try to sandwich you, and then you can decide if you want to attack up or you want to go to the side, or you just kind of keep clearing mines in here, more rallies come out, and then you attack from the bottom and from the side, so you get a much larger amount of surface area. Now, Scan is setting up, but you can see because this army went behind this army, he's stopping reinforcements. We have all these vultures that are just kind of sitting there. So right now, Scan is diving on this Nexus. And it looks like Sky, instead of trying to clear this, has decided we're going to give up this Nexus, expand to the corners. We'll see both those expanded pretty quickly. And attack in to this 3rd base location. Dropping out. He does have a lot of Psystorms available in here. Okay, gets 1 off there. Starts dropping some of these High Templars out of the shuttles there. Gets some good storms off. And yeah, he's doing a little bit of damage. Like, Scan is doing a good job holding. He's definitely not going to die. Ooh! Big hit on those SCVs with the mine. So very, very good mine drag. More of an attack coming in. Scan got this Nexus. I think this army has to go home. I don't think it can break this, but it looks like he may, in fact, try. Maybe because more shuttles came across the map. That's like, okay, a lot of your units actually got shipped out. So he does come over here and set up. Yeah, this is a very tough moment right now for both players. Like, this attack is doing stuff, but Scan very decisively coming in here. And if he kills this Nexus, he's ahead. Pretty sure. Some of the probes getting evacuated down towards that bottom right. At least that's going to tell Scan that the bottom right has been taken. Scan's starting to float back out here. He's got to turn this around. Oh, man. If he really focuses firing here, he's going to be able to kill this command center. That's brutal. Oh! He's not focusing on it. I don't know what he's doing, but he... Well... Yeah, there's 2 tanks here, but honestly, he could have killed this 100%. It would have lost maybe 1-2 goons. Should have killed the command center. When you lose that 3rd command center, man, you're feeling bad as Terran. So now we have Scan killing this base. And you know, this is a pretty good defense. He'll probably make some Dark Templars out of here if I had to guess. Possibly High Templars. But he is supply blocked at the moment. Lost a lot of pylons over here. Lost a lot of pylons over here. So having a hard time actually spending his money down at the moment. Now comes out to break through this little containment that Scan set up so that he could kill this Nexus. And of course, you're going to see him break through it pretty quickly. I think that Psystorm's a little bit overkill there. Killing some of his Zealots quite a bit. Dragoon's getting aggroed into these 4 remaining siege tanks. Scan being as efficient as you really could be in this type of situation. And that is going to clean that up. Okay, where are we at? This probe has been sitting here forever. Hasn't made a Nexus, which is like fine. His economy's pretty weak. Looks like Scan has sent a couple units down here. DT's coming out, so he is going to be able to save this base, at least for now. Sky's economy not so fantastic anymore. Losing these 2 Nexuses is super painful. You didn't get that many probes down here either. So the DTs come out and will break this. Scan retaking his 3rd base, moving out with his tanks and vultures. Okay, that was a good Psystorm. He's actually got, like, good surface area in a lot of ways, but, you know, the 2-1 upgrades on the Siege Tanks are really paying off. Deals a lot of damage to these goons. They do end up pulling back. I think it's definitely a good time to push these DTs out a little bit. You want to really milk his Scans at this point. So, we have 8 factories here with 3 add-ons. He does have 3-2 on the way. He does have a 4th command center on the way. So, Scan has done a lot of things very, very well here. He does not have a huge worker count or anything like that. 49 workers is kind of low. He does have triple comsat, so he oh, no. I'm sorry. No, he doesn't. He's floating this up probably to take this space over here, which is actually, that's interesting. We don't normally see that, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. But right now, him pushing this down is the most important thing happening in this game. High Templars mostly coming in this one shuttle. He's got to be really careful about setting this off. Some Zealots coming as well. Zealots can do some bombing, sucking up some damage so he can get those Psystorms off. Okay, not what he was looking for. Nope, doesn't get that one off. Yeah, Scan is dealing a huge amount of damage here. Doesn't look like Sky has too much more gas in the bank at this point. Clearing out some of these middle mind-up areas with an Archon and 2 goons. Excellent clearing force. So Scan finishes off this bottom right base. Way, way, way ahead. By the way, this is 1 hex above where it's supposed to be. But sometimes your SCVs are already mining, and it's like, it actually takes so much attention to get the command center moved down 1 more hex. It's better to just leave it in a situation like this where you're about to win. It's like, how do you lose? Well, you spend, you know, precious seconds moving this back to get better income. And obviously, it's a huge difference in the income. But he knows right now that he has Sky completely on the ropes. Sky is very close to dead. This game is not looking good for him right now. All right, so some Psystorms come out. Looks like Sky will clear these siege tanks out. The Archon actually doing a pretty fantastic job helping out there. A lot of vultures being made by Scan. Has a good looking army right now. His 3-2 upgrades are about to finish as well. I think he's just going to put together an army and be able to push pretty quickly here. Oh yeah, this command center I wanted to talk about, and now that we're kind of slowed down, I will. Okay, so it's not super uncommon to float this for another base, but as you're taking this one, to also float this one to an additional base, you don't actually see that very often. Normally, you're not really, as you get your 4th up, you're not thinking about your 5th. Not very much as Terran. That's just kind of not how it works. Like, if you try to get a quick 5th base as Terran, it'll actually lead you to more more losses than victories. Like, at 4 bases, basically, you have to do something or Protoss becomes infinite. Okay, yeah, that game ends. But, like, Protoss basically becomes infinite if you try to get 5 bases set up. But this is more of, like, a tempo-based base where he just floats this. There's no brain power involved. He just sends it up to land. And in the meantime, he's just doing everything else. And, like, because the game is so action-packed, he can get away with something like this. This is actually a really smart move, and I'm having a hard time wording Well, I feel like I explained it, and people are like, I don't know, why don't you just do it? It's like, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. This is actually really smart. I really like this idea of taking this one as you get your 4th base if you're in an action-packed game and just throwing it down somewhere. That makes a lot of sense. So anyways, very well played there by Scan. I do think that Sky missed an opportunity when he walked around the army. He definitely had a much bigger... Oh, no, that's a bit later than that. A bit later than that. A bit later. Up here. This right here, okay? So he's up workers. He's got great production. Yeah, Scan has a 3rd base. And this was the moment where it's like, okay, he has a few options. Walking around makes a lot of sense. I feel like this is where things kind of went wrong. And the thing, I don't even think this was a terrible idea either. Like, going around is awesome because it stops the reinforcements and it gives you options of counterattack and of crushing the army. I tell you, with this probe in position to take this nexus, and you've already taken this nexus, I think I feel like the counterattack here isn't as good as crushing this army. And there is definitely, like, if Scan is very on top of it, I think he can force a kill on this nexus. But if he's trading this entire army basically for this nexus, of course he'll kill some units too, but it's mostly a trade for this nexus. I think Protoss is ahead there. Protoss' army is going to be very big. Look, back at home, he's got very few tanks. So in my opinion, this is exactly what he should have done. Excuse me. Send an observer up into this area. Get the zealots coming out of here. Shove everything. Kill this. These 5 tanks will be cleared really quickly against this. And then it's just about getting up here. The vultures will come down. If they have any mines, they'll lay them. You know, they have a few in there. You know, he's got the tanks into a pretty good position. You might even save the Nexus. If you save the Nexus, the game's almost over. This push, I think Scan was overdoing it, but you know what? It ended up winning in the game, so you can't complain too much about it. But anyways, that's my take on that. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We shall see you next time.